All right. Even though this isn't really a how-to video because I'm not much of a carpenter and I don't really think that I'm good enough to show people how to actually do it. If anything, this might be showing people how not to do things, but I'm doing it this way. And just wanted to show you how I cut that really weird, elaborate arc. This is actually a template I made. It's the negative of what was cut out on the one of the first pieces. How I made this curve initially, I took a piece of paper and I put it right up to the window, you know, where it curves, and I drew the curve. Then I cut this shape here on the wood, and then I had a wedge right here. You can see this is the negative. So I use this negative. You can see it goes perfectly on there. See that? So that goes on there, even though these two pieces don't belong together, because you can see the wood grain is going a different way. But you can see that's what I did. I cut out a piece of paper for the shape. Then I cut this and I had a negative. Then I basically laid this out on the first piece. So right now this piece is 33 inches long because this is going to go along the back wall of the RV right there. And I need the window to come up. So it's not going to go around like this. It's actually going to go negative. So it's going to go in like this. Even though I measured it at 33 inches, it's 33 inches to the longest point. So what I did was I took this negative piece and I'm going to draw a line right here, the curve in. Then I'm going to flip it upside down and come over this way. See that? And draw the line with a curve in. Then I'm going to connect the line like that so it'll curve out. Then I take my saw and I don't cut this. Well, I'm going to go ahead and cut a straight section here just so I have another straight piece before I do the weird shape. But that's going to be what I'm going to do here with this piece. I'm going to cut this first. Then I'm going to make the arc. So it's probably easier to see than to... basically, I'm going to take this piece right here and lay this out and draw the arc. At least that's the plan here, or I'll just use this. Let me just go ahead and use that. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do it with this negative. Basically, once I have this triangle, sort of, I go like that to the end, and I'm going to draw the line and show you how I actually do this. So, essentially, I took a pencil. I laid this out right here. There's like a little robin right here. Robins. Not robins, cardinals were here. Yeah. Okay. Anyhow, I put this here and I drew with the pencil right up here to the edge. And now I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to do the same on this side. So I'm going to draw this curve out here. Actually, it goes this way. So yeah, I'm going to go this way and draw the line going this way. Right here, I'm going to draw the line curving the arc. So let me do that and show you. Now you can see I had this piece here like this, and I followed the curve of the arc. The other option I have is I could take this piece, which is now a negative, and lay it out like this, you know, across, line it up, and then just follow the curve here up to the end. And do the same on the other side. I just slide it over the other end and curve it around. So you can see that's how that could be done. Then I need to draw a connecting line, a straight edge right here. Now, normal people, they use what's called a yardstick. But me, I don't have a yardstick. And yes, I could buy one, but who needs a yardstick when a piece of scrap wood will do? So we're going to use a straight edge right here, and I'm going to line that up, draw a straight line, and then that's going to give us our cutting pattern. So hang on a moment, and I'll show you what's going to happen here in a moment. All right, here then is my cut line. It's not perfect. So basically, I'm going to cut along this way and out. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and cut straight across because I want to use this piece for some other wall panels. I hope my sweat here doesn't stain it. So we're going to go ahead and do our straight cut first and then do our curved cut, because we're going to use this remaining piece here for the two front small little parts that need to go in. All right, here then is my first cut. you can see that I have indeed cut this portion out right here. It's not a straight perfect cut because I'm terrible at cutting with the jigsaw. Some people can cut a perfectly straight line. I kind of arched a little bit there, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once again, my motto is good enough. I know some people like perfectly straight edges, and I do too, but you'd have to have like a special saw with a table and a rig to cut it. It might be easier to use a circular saw because it's a bigger blade. When you have a little jigsaw, it's so easy to move. Like here, I moved a little bit, see, and I went off the line, so it's not perfect. So what I need to do at this point is go ahead and follow this line, and then I'll have my my piece that's ready to go in. So let me show you that once I make that cut. As you can see, I've made my cut and actually straight off the line a little bit. Because that's me. I'm not perfect. And this is a little bit off, and that's okay. So, you know, it's not the best cut. A better carpenter could probably do a better job and would even sand it down and use wood, not cardboard. But, oh man, I hope that doesn't stain it. I just dripped some sweat out there. It is hot out here, even though the sun is setting. So the idea is to mount this panel up there. So we're going to put it in and show you what it looks like on the RV itself here in just a moment. Alright, so here is how I plan on mounting it to this window right here. I don't know if you can see the little curve here. The problem is, let me try to get this straightened out here. You can see what happens here. The wood is hitting here, and we get a gap here, and this isn't connecting. It's because this part here needs to be cut. I need to come in approximately 3 or 4 inches and then cut diagonal. This RV is not perpendicular. I don't know if you can see it. It might be easier to see at that angle right there. So I need to come in approximately 2.5, 3 inches and cut diagonal. See how big that is? So I need to come in that far and cut diagonal, a diagonal line to make it happen. So we're going to try that here in a moment. Alright, to try to tell where I need to make the cut, just so you know what I did initially. I measured the widest part, which was on the bottom from here to here, and it was like 33 inches. So now I've got it. I'm going to try to line this up the way it'll line up at the top. And then I'm going to measure the distance from here to here, and that'll be how far in I need to go in from the top. So I'll make a little notch on where I need to cut from up here. And then I'll cut diagonal down like that. And that will sort of match the line. Like you can see I did the other side and it came out pretty nice. I was able to make it flush pretty much. See that little corner there? Even though it's not a perpendicular, it's a diagonal cut. So the idea is I can see how far I need to come in right here. I'm just going to use my pen, my little Planet Fitness pen. And I'm going to measure the distance and say, hey, look, it goes right up to here. So it comes up to about the middle of that. This doesn't have to be perfect, but it just needs to be, like I said, good enough. So we can see here, from here to here, it's going right up to the start of the pattern here. So I need to come in here and go right up to the start of the pattern, which means we're going to go right up here, go up to the start of the pattern, which means right about right here is about where I need to make the cut. So what's going to happen is, see how I measured that? I don't know if you can see that I'm measuring that. I'm taking the pen and I'm looking here and it goes right up to the start of this cloud for the Planet Fitness, and that's where I put this blue, that purple line. And how I got that measurement was I came down here and I measured from the edge there, and you can see it went right up to the cloud. Right there is where the cloud is. So I came in like this on this side at the top, and I came in the same distance. Then I'm going to draw a line from there, diagonal to the bottom here. So we're going to draw a diagonal line, and then we're going to cut diagonal. And what that'll do is give us a matching diagonal that comes down like this, and it'll allow, because see this part, see how this is hitting here and it's not hitting there? It's going to allow this part to go in this far, because this part's going to be missing this wood, so it's going to slide in the 2 inches or whatever it is. The actual measurement isn't important, it's the distance here. You know, that's why you don't see me using a ruler. Normal people use rulers. I just use a pencil or a pen or whatever I have handy, because I don't need the numbers. I just need the size to make it the exact same size. So this is doing math Denoy's way. No numbers. And if John Davis Jr. is watching this, he'll say, Mr. DeBoer, you taught us all this math and you're not using it? I am actually. I'm using, you know, what is it? Congruent and non-congruent. It's either congruent or not congruent. So I'm using congruent size length, or the same length regardless of the number system. Doesn't matter what the number is. It needs to be the same length from here that I'm cutting in here, and in a perfect diagonal. So we're going to try that and see if my theory works.